our show. Today, for you, we shall invent a play in the style of our good true son Shakespeare. But before we begin, we would like to begin with a song, a madrigal, to entertain your ears. So could we have something you enjoy about the summer?
Beer!
Beer! He did shout it loudly and proudly.
And therefore shall be a madrigal titled Beer.
Yeah. Frothy and golden in my cup.
Frothy and golden in my cup, 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 on a hot and very hot day, a very hot day, oh so hot, so hot day.
It's hot in my cup, but soon it shall go down my gullet.
Soon it shall go down my gullet, down my very gullet, smoothly down my gullet, down my gullet, down my gullet, and I shall become a drunken man. I shall become a drunken man. Oh, the drunken, the beer, the drunken, the drunken man.
I'm not sure how two of them are going to become drunken men, but...
To begin our play,
Well, if you
we
drink
need
enough.
your gracious words and ideas. So we will be asking you for suggestions here at the beginning and perhaps throughout the play. And call them out with a loud and confident voice for us. So, to begin, could I have an attitude a person might have toward life?
Joyous.
Yes?
Joyous.
Joyous, thank you.
Excellent. And might I have an emotion? An emotion. Jealousy. Thank you very much.
And what might I be wearing?
A Barney suit.
that we would see in the time of the bar.
Oh, well then.
Shakespeare.
Nothing.
Very little. Indeed, very little. I shall take that as a suggestion to you somewhere in the
My
play.
suggestion is joyous.
My suggestion is jealousy.
My suggestion is wearing nothing.
Tis a very hot day. And twere I a man, I could rip off my shirt. But I am not. I am but a lass. And alas, I shall not. But twere I a man, I could lay about the land and bronze myself. But 'twould be unseemly for a lady. But twere I a man, I could fight in a battle. Oh, I could drink an ale in the pub. But I am not. I am merely a lass. But twere I a man, oh, what wondrous journeys I should go upon. Oh, I should sail the seas and go on many adventures. But I am not a naked bronze man in battle. Nay, I am merely but a teenage girl, but year of 17.
Oh, daughter, stand you here upon the hilltop, complaining yet again that thou art not a man.
Good father, forgive me, I am dressed in my brother's clothes.
Indeed, it does amuse me greatly to see thee so beclad. For I have two of the most foolish children that nature e'er did give birth to. I have a daughter who doth wish she were a man, and a son who apparently doth wish he were an animal. They are so strange and crazy that I do fear me they shall live with me for all their lives, for I can find no one to wed such strange and curious children. But what care I? For since I was kicked in the head by that mule, all things are a joy to me. Oh, good daughter, drink for me.
Another, sir. Fill my cup.
Many a drink hast thou had, good Sir Brolio.
Indeed. for on a hot day does go down well.
I know what else does go down well, yet I shall not speak of it in the pub.
Scarlet, thou hast had thy way with every man in this town, and never shalt thou have me. I have sworn it.
If it shall be the last thing I do, I shall bewitch thee, like a fairy.
Nay, lass, cast not your eye on Goglio, for he is pure and chaste, and hath sworn a vow upon his mother's grave that he shall ne'er know woman till she be a man.
My dear sweet mother had the countenance of an angel. Yes, light of voice was she, and open of heart. I did love her so, and none shall compare to her. To mother!
Goglio's mother for the 18th time.
To mother.
Father.
Yes, son.
'Tis a goodly day.
It is indeed, my
Fine indeed.
Thou art looking very brown.
Brown indeed, because I have been in the woods, sir, and wish to return. I have done all the chores. I have milked the cows. I have shod the horse. I have put the hay in the barn, sir.
Nay, then go thy ways back to the forest. I do despair, good Cletus, that I shall ever find thee a wife. For if thou art ever scampering about the hills with nothing but a loincloth on, I'll find a lady fair to share my bed.
But the earth, she is my wife. And the trees, they are my friends. And the animals, they are my compadres. For I do feel in them a kinship I feel not with humans. And with them I do share all. Not all. Mind you. But I do feel a kinship that is strong and in my blood. And so I shall away.
I knew it.
Run I shall, with thy permission.
Indeed, I wish thy mother had not spent so much time in nature while she did conceive thee. But alas, so it is. Let thy clothes and go thy way.
Nature, awake!
Was ever father so beset with such great children? If I were not wont to laugh at everything, I should surely weep.
And my brother, Fie, he has been given permission to strip down to his nothingness and run about the woods, and yet I must stay here, scrub the floor and mend the clothes. It shall not be done. I shall take it into my own hands. I shall stay in my brotherly garb, and I too shall go out in the wood. For I have heard it is filled with magic, and there I shall become a man! What's thy I hear? What man so bare, with nothing on him except his hair?
He is a goodly swain. He comes here in the sun and rain. And I have seen him caper thus, with nothing on. Oh, such a fuss.
Oh, not a man we have seen in nigh 20 years hence. Oh, or 20 years prior. Oh, if not, he looks so much like a friar.
I think that we should claim him, sister.
Oh, yes, and make our husband mister.
Cast thy spell upon him.
So, when thou awakest, with this fairy wings take, love thy shall find when thou open thy eyes, and you shall be our loving prize.
Ah, such dreams I did have. In the forest, where all is calm, I do feel so connected. Ah, the breeze does good for my soul. For who is a man but a creature of nature? Fairies. Fairies they be, and yet beauteous they are. Look upon them, radiant with thy wings. Thou art lovely, 'tis true.
Sir, with nay but a cloth.
I see thee in thy fairy ways, and yet I am ashamed not, I know not why.
Thou needest not leaves or figs or branches, for thy heart is true and truly romantic.
Thou shalt live with us within this wood and do everything as a fairy should.
Chase us throughout the trees like the birds do with the bees.
Good, Broglio. I have been sent to speak to thee by the other village lads.
Speak clearly, for I have ears for thy message, and thy words shall fall upon kindness.
Thy chasteness doth do us grievous harm. Thou hast set a standard so high that all the village wenches will have us chased. It is thy fault, Broglio. Thou art ever mooning after thy mother. They will think that we should have such respect for ours. I do not even know my mother's name. How then can I respect her?
Would thou have me lower myself, or should thou raise thyself? For it is in this thing I am who I am, I do have my standards.
Canst thou not lower thyself a little bit, so the goal is not so high?
What hadst thou in mind?
I do know a wench may serve thy turn.
A wench.
A lady, a lass.
Is she fair?
Nay, that she is not.
Chaste?
Nay, that she is not. And yet
Wealthy?
Nay, that she is not. But
I see no reason to do this thing.
because she is in all things opposite to thee. If thou would join with her, her foulness may yet rub off on thee and make less pure.
'Tis true my life is boring. I will do it. I will do it for the town. For the lads shall talk to me hence after I do this thing. Is this true?
This is true.
And they shall take me into their covenant and good keeping and secret with my ear.
Yea, you shall know all our secrets, Broglio. For we do keep them from you now, for your ear is so pure we fear it should shatter if you heard tales of our debauchery.
Bring on this wench, and I shall see what happens.
Oh, trusty wood, hide me in thy darkness, for the night is falling upon us. Oh, 'tis a wondrous thing to be free, not shackled by skirts galore, and a bust that is shoved into something that hurts it so. Oh! Did my eyes deceive me? Was that a blur of my brother? Nay, 'tis sleep that has come upon me, surely. I shall sleep hence, and all shall make sense when I awake.
My fairies, they seem to have yonder gone, and yet what have I come upon? She looks familiar, yes she does, and yet my love on yonder goes. I have the magic in me now, and this I shall divine. Sleep thy divinely sleep, and thou shalt be what is on thy mind.
'Tis day, for there is sun in the sky. Oh, sun in the sky. My voice. What has happened? My legs. They are longer. Like a throw. Like a tree. And my parts are gone. There are other dangly bits. This is new and strange. Yet I like it. It is freeing for sure. Oh, witch of the wood or fairies or what have you not, you have granted my wish. And now I shall truly fight in a battle in a manly way. I shall sally forth to see what is coming of the day.
Again! For I shall have thee, and every other woman, yes, as much as I can. For I am Brolio, and surely I am a man.
Oh, indeed, thou art quite a man. In fact, I have ne'er had a man like thee for 5 days. I am just so pleased that thou didst come to me.
To thee and all thy friends I shall come, again and again and again.
Good. I have a list I shall give you. Here are all the loosest wenches in the town. Take it and work thy way through it.
I shall, indeed.
God, that was a tedious affair. If his friends had not paid me well, I scarce should have stood it. But he is corrupted. I have done my job. No more shall he plague the lads with his fine purity. And I have given him a thing or two to think on thereafter.
Good sir, thou art a man.
I have always been a man, and thou art manly too. Thou hast a friendly countenance. Do I know thee?
I think it's not. I know not my name now. It was Penelope, but I think that was but a dream. I know not why that word comes upon my lips. 'Twas but a nickname.
Penelope is the name of a lass, and yet thou art surely a lad.
Then call me Pen, such as a writer. Or, in my case, I shall turn it to a sword. Art thou a fighter?
Indeed, I am now a lover. For I did think myself many things, but now I know wherein my life heart's desires.
Is that better than a fighter to be a lover?
Depends on thy disposition.
I know not how to love or to fight, and therefore teach me with your strong might.
I shall fight thee not, for thou art small, and I shall love with thee not, for thou art a male.
I shall make up for it with my scrappiness.
Indeed not. I shall leave thy to thy own devices.
But sir, for thou art a fine young strapping lad. Hast thou seen a small lass, perhaps my height, but far more fair? Quite womanly she is, and curvy so. And a tall and strapping lad with nothing on.
I know this face. It is so familiar. 'Tis like looking at my own in a mirror glass.
They are my children, and alas, are they both run away?
Run away, good sir. That is a quest that I shall take, for a true man should go on a quest. I shall find your children and bring them back to thee.
Indeed, if thou couldst find my daughter and my son, I would reward thee greatly.
Good sir, wouldst thou givest thy daughter to me if I should find her?
Indeed, I would be most glad if any man would have her, for she, though fair of face and sweet of nature, doth have a longing in her that I fear shall ne'er be satisfied.
Oh, I shall satisfy it surely, in a proper way.
Here, shall be ever indebted for your grace.
I shall go hence, and find them I shall. I shall not fail!
Fail! Oh, joy! I fear my children shall soon be returned to me.
Fairies!
Call and we shall appear!
Wasn't that easy? For I did chase thee everywhere and find thee not.
For when thou wantest most, shall we run away, and when thou desirest not, shall we come and pick at thee.
For good sir, Willow was hiding in the glen, and I was hiding by the water.
The glen and the water. I thought not to look. I was so enamored with the trees.
Thou dost not see only the trees.
For if thou lookest in the water, see thy very visage. 'Tis like the story of Narcissus. Oh, 'tis a loud and brilliant noise. Indeed.
I do see the water, clear and still it is, with a slight movement, and I do see my own image, naked.
Art thou not beautiful and of the woods like us?
Indeed, and yet thou hast fairy accoutrements and wings.
Worry not. You can see the hill behind us. There is man upon the hill. I spy the naked man. Must be the one they speak of.
With great purpose toward us. I must disappear, for he cannot see the fairies here.
I know this is the one they speak of, for he matches the description and has not a shred of clothing upon him.
Sir!
Sir, I would shake thy hand, but I know not if it is proper. I seek thee.
I shall embrace thee.
Oh. Yes, good sir. We are friends, are we not?
Indeed, for I am friends with all.
I am a friend of the wood as well. And to prove it, I shall also take my clothes off. Oh, 'tis most freeing. And therefore, should we not run through the wood and back to the town?
Ah, I know not, for I have fairy friends here that I do play with, hither and fro.
I heard a fairy noise. It was what but the cell pods. Well, fairy friends, perhaps they can come with us. Or are they bound by the edge of the wood?
I know not this thing, but I shall run with thee a while and see.
Oh no.
I fear me I have done an evil thing. For I did set good Broglio to such an orgy of companions, and he is now not the man I knew before. He lies daily in a drunken stupor, and doth call the loose wench of the village to him. It is a sad thing, for in losing his purity, he hath made us all a little less.
Or a little more.
I have not had thee in a day.
A day! It is most joyous. Then thou shalt have me on this very table in this very pub.
I think that would not be becoming.
For there are children present.
My mother!
It is the spirit of thy mother. What do you here, son?
I had nearly forgotten thy image.
Nay, my image now is stained, for thou hast turned to evil ways.
Too much wine we have drunk.
Thou stayest with this loose woman.
Stayest not with one I have not, for I have many I have experimented with. They have taught me many a fine thing and many a thing that I had never imagined.
Oh, Broglio, thou hast broken thy mother's poor dead heart. I can come no more to thee, for thou art mired in evil and in sin.
Farewell, my mother.
Mend thy ways. Mend thy ways.
the flowers? Be not afraid, for I am a gentleman.
If thou would seek the maiden fair, look within the brook right there. Gaze long and deep within thy heart. I shall make the waters part. Kneel down and see thy very face. The maiden is here in this place.
My parts have changed. My voice is high. To my manly self I say goodbye. I am one and the same.
Thou hast always had within the thing thou seekest most. Thou canst be a man or girl. It does not matter, you're the host.
Thank you, dear fairy, for such a lesson. For I shall truly be able to follow my heart no matter what. It does not matter whether I am with sword or with needle. I shall be myself. I shall hie thee to my father and tell him of this tale. Incredible. We shall see if he buys it.
Not another drop shall I. For though I am no longer pure of deed, I have restored myself pure of heart. A balance I am finding between the two. And this I shall continue.
Good brother, I release thee and forgive thee for holding your thusly so. And yet, a frock, perhaps, on thee should go.
Indeed, I had a glorious time. I did frolic in the forest and feel just grounded in all that is.
Yes, the field and forest is but a mere ways off. And any time thou wants, you can go upon it. But leave not our father, for his heart is worn and sad. For he thought he had lost both of us.
Where is dear father?
Dear father, I have heard he is in the pub, for he is drinking his rose play, knowing that we are not back.
Let us go bring him good cheer.
And I shall never see my children more. They are both fled and far and here.
Father! Oh, his eye, Penelope!
Oh, Penelope! Oh, I'm good Clovis. Thou hast clothes upon thy body. What is this?
I have expelled all of this from me, for I know that the wood is near and I may chance upon it when I wish.
Yes, and my frolicking days have taught me that I can be a man or a woman in my heart. I can be brave and be a woman.
Oh, nay, daughter, thou hast learned a goodly lesson.
And good father, since I am of age now, when I was coming hence, I noticed a fine gentleman by the name of Brolio, and I have heard he has turned a cheek to goodness.
Indeed, he was ever good, then became less so. Now is he good again? At least good enough for thee.
Oh,
Very good. And so a match shall be made?
Indeed, I shall make a match and send your brother to him as a matchmaker.
Very well. Hide the hands and get him forth.
oh, he's closed now. Yes.
May not tell him before what you
Oh, yes. That should be fun.
There is much magic upon this wood, and the fairies did not but good. They have showed us that inside ourselves, we do not need to put our dreams upon a shelf. For what we need most lies within, and that is the truth, my kind fair friend. Huzzah!
Huzzah!
Thank you, good friend.
Love,
Disaster, betrayal,
disaster,
comedy.
Adventure!
These are the types of themes that do unfold. And unfold they shall, for we have no script today. The script is in our minds and in the ethers and in thy minds.
And therefore, shall we start with a song? a suggestion for our song. Can I have something that you have seen today or enjoyed today? Will help inspire us.
Bubbles.
Bubbles! Yes, that did also inspire me. Bubbles are such magic things that rise up in the air. Bubbles are such magic things that rise up in the air.
In the air, in the air, the bubbles in the air.
Iridescent magic spheres soaring in the sky.
Iridescent magic spheres, they're soaring, the bubbles in the sky, sky, sky. And yet they pop and spew their sods, yet they pop and spew their sods, spew sods. They drop, 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 their sods, they drop their sods.
It helps if you have a magic fairy wand.
It helps if you have a magic fairy wand to make the bubbles. Oh, they float in the air, oh, they float in the air, they float in the air and pop. They pop, they pop,
They pop. And then, I would
all
just
is
like
unrehearsed.
I would like to just say that we are UmGeeUm. If you care to look for us and seek for us on other stages, we play in Santa Cruz, UmGeeUm.com. And to start the show, may I have a suggestion of an object that I might be holding in my hand in Shakespearean time?
A skull.
A skull.
Oh. Yes, indeed.
And let's see, for me, could I have a dilemma a person might find himself or herself in? A simple dilemma we might have.
To wed or not to wed?
To wed or not to wed? A very good question. Thank you, milady.
And what garment or vestment might I be wearing during the time of Shakespeare?
Hose.
Chainmail.
Chainmail. And what was that?
Hose.
And hose. Chainmail and hose. Thank you.
And can I have an emotion, please? An emotion like fear.
Anger.
Or anger. Let's hear more. We just got that for our last show.
Disgruntlement.
Disgruntlement. Okay, I shall take it. Perhaps I'll do a combo of the two. And now we shall repeat the suggestion for those that are arriving and for our own mind's sake. The object is a skull.
The question is, the dilemma is to wed or not to wed.
My suggestion is chainmail and hose.
My suggestion is disgruntlement mixed with anger. Very good, and now a play shall unfold based on these very suggestions. Nothing has been rehearsed, as you shall see. Not a lady has stepped foot upon this town in 3 months. 'Tis a long time. Yes, only the bagpipers have been walking through our town day and night, and they are all male. Now, while I am a friend to the man, being one myself, it would be lovely if there was a kind and sweet, gentle visage which I could place my face upon and kiss. But nay, 'tis only sweaty and burly men about this place. Yes, I do enjoy a bagpipe, but every day for 3 months, ever since we have been invaded by Scotland.
And ever since the ladies have fled to yonder nunnery, they like not the wailing of the bagpipes. It is too loud and manly a sound to their delicate ears.
Thou art a wise by calculus. Always thinking of wise things such as that.
Nay, I have no wish to know always about me, but I know that a town without ladies is a fine town for a man to be with his mates and listen to their bagpipes.
Well, that is all we can do at this moment, and therefore we shall
The bagpipes have stopped, and yet the war goes on. So many battles have I been in, so much blood have I shed. This chainmail weighs heavy upon me. For in my heart there is desire to love and seek sweet things. And yet what I do is I do take my knife and take my scabbard and stick it into other men. Bleed they do. The blood to spill like water. And though I have known such glory in battle, I tire of this. For I know that change is upon the land, and I know that I shall change with it.
Why me? 'Tis tedious here in this nunnery. Yes, 'tis so, but I'm here to protect thee, young ladies. And thou toilest well with thine embroidery and such. Nay. Good chaperoness, you have been here, though, these many months. Our only comfort, my sister Amelia spends her time in prayer. But I have little to pray about. The things I was wont to pray about no longer matter. For since we were overtaken by Scotland and the men have fled to dance and revel in the hills with bagpipers and sent us off to this nunnery, there is scarce anything for a lady to do.
Sayest again the name of thine sister, for my ear is a bit paled by the bagpipes.
Oh, thou knowest she is called Amelia. Thou hast known her since she was yea high.
Yes, Amelia. She doth look quite a rare beauty these days.
Indeed.
'Tis a shame there is no man that could see this beauty here.
Oh, nay, no man shall ever see us. 'Tis a sad thing, chaperoness.
To be so cloistered upon these high hedges and dark columnless walls.
Indeed.
Yes, for it is part of God's plan for one to have children. And how might that happen unless it was immaculate conception? Despair not, my fair lady. Come closer. I will protect thee here. Protected we are, and yet we are lonely. Nay, we could play games. I could create cheer for us all to live our lives out here happily, hence.
Oh, God. To live our lives here in this nunnery with naught but an old and foolish servant and a prayerful sister who wants nothing but to bear a child and live in subjugation to a man. I know not what I wish to do, for 'tis appealing to be out in the world, and yet here am I somewhat free from all the demands our families make upon us.
Fair Minerva, thou knowest that it is not safe outside the cloistered walls. It is not just the grating sound of the bagpipe.
Chaperones, thou hast told me off. There are soldiers with great swords, and they shall do you harm, fair lady.
Invading armies that are taking our lands. We are keeping you here safe until the war is done. Very well. Well, we shall pray upon it, for God certainly has a plan. Come forward into the prayer chamber.
My sister doth nothing but pray, and chaperones doth nothing but chide. I am weary of being in these four cloistered walls, and yet I cannot show myself outside in women's garb. What shall I do? Yet, now I bethink me, chaperones hath a great deal of clothing, for though he is old, he is also vain. What if I were to clad me in his clothing and go forth into the town, dressed as a man? They would not see my womanly ways were I not wearing this garment. Why, no, here is one of his old jerkins. And his hat. Yea, this shall do very well. I must hide my dress that he does not find it, for surely he will come after me. He is such an old ninny-nanny. Forth I go into the streets. Perhaps a lusty lad to meet. and race in hell. So off I go. Who knows what will happen? Oh, I am so excited. Farewell, memory walls. I leave for adventure.
Have another drink, fine fellow, so we have played our bagpipes long and well into the night. Ah, such a party thou hast never seen.
'Tis like no party I have ever seen, 'tis true. For I have drunk so much I am seeing visions upon my very eyes, and fairies and bubbles, and I know not what.
And yet, this partying does in me just reap a joy that doth live and give me good cheer.
Good cheer, McDougal.
Ah, McDouglas. Party we shall, and party we might, and play our bagpipes through the night.
Huzzah!
Huzzah!
Tis such a day of beauty to wander thus, so free. Good sire,
Fair maid.
thou art well met.
Indeed.
Methought I was alone beneath these beauteous trees.
I am on my way to the village. I have heard there is manly sport to be had there. But how comes it that you, a maid, are out and about and not in the nunnery with your fair sisters?
Speakest not thus, 'tis my secret, that when my sisters and friends were captured and taken for their safety, I did hide in yonder bush, that I could remain free and live on my berries and nuts as I am wont to do.
Wife, 'tis a free-spirited lass, such as I myself wish to be. But how do you elude the capture and the rough treatment of the men who frequent yonder town?
I use my scarf, which hath a magic power to meld me into sky and breeze, and none know that I am there. And I shall do as I very well shall please.
Indeed, thou art a merry lass and well read indeed.
And thou, fair sire, may I say I have not met one of such fine attire and such a jolly look upon thy cheek.
Indeed, I have been a long time in study. Like unto your sisters in the nunnery have I been in a monastery, learning great and heady things. But now I have come to walk about the world, and I should love to walk with one such as you.
His very verbiage doth my soul astir. For before it was the very birds and flowers that did give me joy, but now I feel some new thing coursing through my veins that doth come from a manly man who says these kinds of things.
I cannot wait till we are friends, but I shall show her that I too am a woman, and we as sisters shall go freely through this land. Will you walk with me, fair lady?
I will, my lord. My name is Esmeralda.
Oh, and mine is
You pause so.
mine is Stoutest.
Stoutest.
Yes.
Thy mother did not name thee thus.
Yea, verily she did.
Fair Stoutest it is then. A name I like indeed. Good soldier friend, Titus. Now there have been many a thing wrong with this village, but this is surely the worst. Not one woman about. I say, fie on the rule of the land. Let us go into the wood. And there perhaps we shall meet a sorceress or someone who could bring a woman to it.
Thou art always thinking of such things. Magic is on thy head. And yet 'tis true, I seek to do something other than war. For killing is not in my heart anymore, and I seek to shed this chainmail that does weigh me so. Anon we shall go.
Very well, that was easier than I thought. I feel like something is stealing my words from me, a certain feeling rushing through my inner sea.
Indeed. And I do feel myself quite at sea. I feel I have been so long in study that I know not what a man's part should be.
I know the part of a man that I dream for me is to put thy very lips upon these lips you see.
Indeed, fair lady, but I know you so little.
Just for one only this. Oh,
I know not what to do. I reveal I am a maid. She shall be sore disappointed, for she doth dream of a manly swain who will come and conquer her heart. If she knew that I was but a girl, her heart would surely be broken.
I do very sway within the new love that doth live within me, and none shall take this very treasure that I derive from he.
Come your ways. We are near the town. You must put on your scarf. The men must not see you. Very good.
Good sir, I have a plan. I have a plan. While we shall go towards the next town, or the wood, or wherever we shall go, we should disguise ourselves as women folk, and therefore a woman cannot be without another woman and go to the bathroom by themselves, or probably go to the fair by themselves. They must always be in company of another good woman, and therefore, perhaps we can even get to the nunnery with these costumes.
I think this lad doth know my heart, for do this chainmail weigh heavy on me, I feel a calling to put on the hose. Dare I reveal such a desire for her? Nay, I shall put it on and see what change come over me.
These vestments are complicated. How does women do this? We're just like a puzzle. God, how can they put up with such fussing? I do like the breeziness, however. Breeziness on my parts.
I do feel a change in me. Wait.
I shall put my hair down.
I know not how to use this thing.
Like a bride, thou lookest. And most excellent, sir.
I feel a relieving of my soul. A lightness do come upon me that I have not felt before. And I know that this path shall lead me where I know not, and yet it feels right. And so I shall follow, quick and light of step.
I know not what to do. The lady's love for me doth quicken and grow ever stronger. Last night she would entice me to her bed. And yet I know I lack the things would do her pleasure.
Who is this comely lad? For though he is beautiful, I know what cometh not over me.
Good lady, for by your fine attire I know you must be such.
I know not what I am. I only know that I do see thee, and there is something that stirs within my heart.
Think not of me, for my life is far too complicated.
And yet there is something in the simplicity of that. Well, what is complication but simplicity magnified with other things? And so I shall take the simplicity of thy complication, and thou shalt be simply complified.
Thou art a witty lass.
Alas, indeed, for what is a lass but one who is lassie?
I knew not there were such strange and wondrous females outside the nunnery walls. I fear that I have been locked up too long.
I know what not cometh over me. I just know that I should follow my heart, and my heart leads me on, forward, ever still, beating, pounding in my chest.
Good lady, will you come with us? There is a fair one in my company, and I do think that she would like another lady's companionship as we go upon our way.
Indeed, I do seek companionship, for things that shall flower in me, I know not what they are, and need guidance.
become friends, I may find a way to extricate myself and go upon my adventure. Well, if he had the money.
Tis not seemly for one to go to prayer naked. Therefore, I should put on my proper vestments. And surely, if I pray hard enough, all shall work out right. Dear Lord and Father, make everything work out wonderfully, please, and bring a strong and sturdy husband to me. For if he is to come upon this house, then I shall be good wife, as quiet as a mouse, and within me, within my very girth, I shall soon give a baby birth. 'Tis thy plan. 'Tis not for the sex.
Fair lady, did I hear thy prayer? I know that it was not meant for my ears, but for God alone. But trust me, good lady, for anything you share here will stay within these walls.
Good.
Thy prayer was a holy one and a good one, and I think it shall come true.
Well, I shall retire to my chamber now and keep praying, and perhaps something good will come of it.
And your name, my lady, welcome to our convent.
Oh, I have been here, madam. The Alzheimer is really upon me. Just no worry.
I have been here many years, and all the young ladies do doth blend.
Just call me your child, and it shall be easier.
Amelia, is it?
Yes!
Ah, very good!
I'm so glad you remembered it.
She is a little shy.
Indeed, and yet so am I.
Thou callest. Indeed, look who I have met upon the way. Another lady fair. Most beauteous of face. Oh, me not like this.
I know not what to do, for inside I feel the loins growing and stretching, and yet outside I do feel my heart lightening.
I thought that you would like a female companion. Oh, I know my ways are crude and manly, and you two may talk and become good friends.
The man does bring things in me, yet I have not discovered, and yet the woman in her does reveal things I know not.
Fair madam, what is thy name?
I am Sir Nuitus.
Sir Newt.
No, Divine Miss Nuitus.
He thinks there is something odd at work, for he did say clearly the word sir.
Indeed not. For I know not what I say. These parts and ways are strange to me, and I feel new in my body.
I like your vestments, sir.
Nuitus. No! Alas, 'tis true. I did put on these hose and feel a change come over me. I knew not why I did it. I knew just that the chainmail did weigh heavy upon me.
Dost thou mean that thou art really a man? Listen, he has deceived us. I do not like folk that deceive others. This grates against my very sense of justice, and thou must save me from the like of this type of thing. Indeed, madam, I may not. His honesty and bravery have inspired me, and I must reveal myself to you. Not really a man, but a maid.
I heard the shriek of a maid.
Thou art not a maid?
Nay,
And yet so gaily dressed?
yes, 'twas my sisters. Who lived
What is going on here? Someone answer me, I doth bluff!
Oh, but what a maid are thee! Oh, sir, what beautiful eyes thou have!
But
I have released my chainmail, and it is no longer heavy on my heart. And I have tried on the hose and found the lighter side of maleness in me. And I have revealed in thee, I have seen in thee, the maleness that balances my femininity, and yet the femininity that balances the male in me.
Thou talkest such a witty streak that I do think I could hear thee talk for years and not grow tired.
For tired, what is that but the hearing of many things again and again that does inspire thee to speak on and live as such?
Praise no more.
Well,
Fair sir, I have confession to make that these very lips have touched another man's, but I thought was man's, but was woman, who was merely thy sister, and therefore thou still art pure and virginal. I was a grumpy gruntalist before, and now I am changing. Thou art most beautiful, and I can tell kind of eye. And cute of thigh.
come, sister maid.
Oh,
I
am
love
mightily
no more.
confused.
I love no more but thou, my sister. One veil shall serve us both. And we shall wed these manly men, and thus become betrothed. Indeed.
And all of those that are confused, we are not just this one, for know it thou puts on the hose and then begins the fun.